Okay, so we've churned the butter. We've washed the butter so that it's nice and clear, the rinse water, and it won't get rancid. Now it's time to store it. So what do we do with it? Well, we put it in butter boxes. Here we have a couple butter boxes that we would fill with butter. This is a bentwood container. It has some cold roasting on it. Although it has some symbols on it, I don't believe they're for protection. I think they are more for decoration. Here we have another butter box. This is a stave container, and we'll put butter in here as well. These will probably go into storage, and the farmers will come up and pick them up again, as I said, throughout the summer sometime and bring it back down to the valley for selling it and bringing it to market. Sometimes, however, they have butter that they like to have for decoration and will sit on the table. For example, Christmas. On Christmas Eve, they will put butter on the table, and that should last the entire time until the Christmas season is over, which is usually Epiphany. Here's the typical container that would be used for butter. You can see that on the cover of the butter mold, you have a nice whirling sun design, and that is for protection. You have your crosses that are here for protection as well, so we know that butter is going to be protected. Also on top, we have the whirling sun symbol, and all along the bottom, we have sun symbols as well. This would be a container that would be filled from the bottom, and then when we're ready to serve the butter, we'll lift the top, and it'll have that same design from the cover into the butter. And this will be sitting on the table. When they're going to bring the butter to market, they have to stamp it so that the people that are coming to purchase the butter will know where the butter is coming from. Some farmers have excellent butter. Maybe there's some that somebody might not want to buy. So we have butter markers. Here's an example of a butter marker. It's in the shape of a heart, but again, the symbolism means the ram's horns for strength and fertility. Here we have another stamp that's got the 8 blades of the star, which is also for protection, and another stamp that can be used reverse on 2 sides, like so. A lot of these are called bomerke, which is the farm mark. So for instance, if you come from the Mested farm, which is where I came from, you would have a symbol, and my symbol for that was a series of lines, and that would be stamped on the butter so everyone would know that that came from the farm that my ancestors came from, or the Mested farm. We've gone from storing the butter in butter boxes, which will be brought down to the main farm and then brought to the market, or to be kept in their households for their own use. Now we're going to store this butter for our festive occasions again. Here we have a container that looks like an ambar, but it's actually for butter. This is a larger one that they probably would have kept at their home. Again, it's decorated with a lot of the sun symbols for protection. My favorite, however, is this very large butter mold. This would have definitely been used at weddings or funerals or other occasions. And how it works is it's 4 sides. You'll pull the pin that holds those 4 sides together. You'll open up the side as such. You'll pull off the top, or in this case, it lifts up. And here you have your beautifully decorated butter mold. What you will then do is they will pack the butter in to the tip of this pyramid. Then they will put the butter mold together as such. They will put this down. They will put the pin back in. Then they will lift it over. Then they will tip it upside down, and they'll finish packing the butter mold. So when they open up those sides, you're going to have this beautiful relief pattern on this large slab or bunch of butter. So how are they going to serve this if they have taken it out of the mold? Well, more likely than not, they'll have some type of a pedestal plate that they will put this large amount of butter, and I can give you an idea, onto this pedestal plate, And this will grace probably the center of the table as part of their decoration. It's also showing that the farmer has some wealth more than other farmers by the size of the butter block. I want to talk a little bit about this butter plate as well, or this pedestal plate, because we want to notice that this is not just a decorated plate. This is a plate, again, that's going to stand on that table throughout the night. Weddings were celebrated for 3, 4, 5 days because they had to travel so far to get to weddings. So as this is sitting on the table, in an old log house probably, you know, there's going to be mice. And so all the little zigzags around this pedestal and all these little metal twingy things are going to help keep those mice off of the butter or the cheese that would be on here. They would put it on the table, cover it with a cloth, and there it would sit for the duration of the festivities. So again, as I said, they always found a way to make things look beautiful, not only protected, but looking very beautiful. And also on the butter itself or the cheese, the decoration inside oftentimes was in the letters of the farm. So there is a lot of significance to what is on these blocks of cheese or butter.